Hello 83 and 87. I'd like to welcome you back to a new year and new term at Samuel Ward. Obviously things are going to be a bit different until it's looking like half term at least. But we have done home learning before, we know what we're doing, we're prepared to do it, and I think we'll do well with it. So if you can engage, hopefully enjoy with the lessons, I'm hoping that we will still be able to get on with our topics in English. So we are going to continue with the topic of Gothic literature. We finished reading Frankenstein. So for this week we're just going to be doing some tasks on reading and comprehension. Now you would have started some of these yesterday that were set by Miss Spires, who is your new English teacher instead of Miss Danielle. So she will be taking you on the 2 days, which are Wednesday and Friday, that I don't work, so I don't see you those days. So I'd like you to open your book on a new page, as you would in a normal lesson, and then in the top corner just put Mrs. Sheehan, so you know that this is a work you're doing. This work you're doing is set by me. If you have work set by Mrs. Spires, please do the same for her. Put Mrs. Spires, just so you can keep track of the work you're doing. It makes life a bit easier. Then put today's date, which is Thursday the 7th of January, and your title is English Home Learning, Recap and Comprehension. So I pause the video while you do that neatly, use a ruler. I'd like presentation to be exactly as it would be if we were in lessons. Okay, hopefully you have now got your title, your date and my name in the corner of your new page. So for a starter, I would like you to list as many features as you can that we associate with the Gothic genre, just to get our minds flowing and get back into the mindset of Gothic. So this should take approximately 5 minutes, probably less than that. So pause the video. Once you feel you've got enough, come back to the video. Now for task 1, I would like you to read the extract which is below, and this is from the opening of a book called My Sword Hand is Singing. It was written in 2007 and it's by Marcus Sedgwick. The novel is set in the 1600s, and in this extract Radu, the woodcutter, is running through the forest. So I'm going to read the extract and I'd like you to follow as I do so. And then after we have done that, I'd like you to pause the video and then reread this extract to yourself a couple more times. But if you would like to reread it with me reading it in the background again, just rewind the video to where we start reading it now, and you can do it that way. So if you'd like to follow along with me. When he fell for the 5th time, when his face plunged into the deep snow, when his hands burnt from the cold, but he didn't care, Radu the woodcutter knew he was going to die. Somewhere behind him in the darkness of the forest he could hear the man who had attacked him. He was scared now, almost too scared to move, almost too scared to run anywhere. But still he knew something was wrong, something that should not be. He got up and stumbled on desperately, sending snow flying in little spurts. Even here among the thickness of the trees it lay heavily on the ground, whisked and funnelled by the east wind into strange hills and troughs, like white beasts lurking at the foot of the birches. Radu looked behind him, but could see nothing, nothing but the vast unfathomable forest. It was said you could ride from Poland to Turkey and never leave the trees behind. But he knew that wasn't true. Nothing could be that big, not even the mother forest. A branch cracked, and with horror Radu's eyes snapped back to his pursuer. Now that Radu saw him again, he knew what was wrong. In the name of Jesus and the forest! The words fell dead in the softness of the snow. But even as they did, Radu turned and began to run, lurching wildly from tree to tree. His right hand left a smear of blood on the paper bark of a birch, but that wound was irrelevant now. It was such a short while since he'd been cutting wood with his axe, the axe that lay somewhere in the snow, its blade stained with blood, already frozen. His blood. So pause the video, reread that a couple more times just to become really familiar with it, and then restart the video, and I would like you to then answer these 6 questions based on comprehension. So question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, 5 and 6. Now I'd like you to answer these in full sentences, so you don't have to write the whole question out, but you would answer them in full sentences. So you would put, for instance, question 1 and then answer with a full sentence. It's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. For questions 5 and 6, I've split the question a little bit. So there's a differentiated task and a challenge task. So the task that I would like everyone to ideally complete is the one in black. So to write a description of the man who was chasing Radu, use information from the extract and your own creative ideas to develop his character. So I'd like everyone really to have a go at that. Now, if you feel that you would like this task made slightly easier, or you're somebody that benefits from a bit of assistance in class, maybe you find working independently a bit of a challenge, or you're not confident with this, I'd like you to complete the differentiated task for this. So for this description of the character that's chasing him, I just want you to make sure that you use colour as an indicator for this character. So think about what colours we associate with the Gothic genre. Straight away I think about the colour black, the colour red, maybe grey, it could even be white. And then try and feed that into your description of this character that is pursuing Radu. Now if you're a student that likes a challenge, or you feel that you want to push yourself, try and use some adjectives that fit with the Gothic genre and aim to write around 50 words. So try and use some real advanced language techniques to aid that description of the character. So that's the green task that you'll complete linked with the main task. And then likewise for question 6, the main task that everyone should be having a go at is to continue the story. So from the end of that extract, I'd like you to then continue that story slightly. So I'd like everyone to ideally have a go at writing 100 words, which explains what happens next. Now, the differentiated task is if you feel that you need a bit of help with that, or you're not confident with this task, just have a go at writing 50 words, so half the amount that is originally asked for. But if you're a student that likes a challenge and you would like to push yourself a bit further, try and make sure that in that extension to the story that you're writing, you're using verbs that are associated with the Gothic genre or Gothic literature, and try and use some more advanced language techniques such as personification or onomatopoeia, and there are plenty of others you could choose from as well. Answer those questions in your books. Once you have done the tasks, log back into the meeting that has been scheduled, and you can discuss your work with me and we'll go from there. Best of luck. Bye.